The school principle about create something first and sell does not work in business. Hi, Jack here. In this video, I'm going to remind all of you one thing, that is, as a speaker, as a trainer, you always sell first before you create something. And I will elaborate this in this video. And before we do that, there's a subscribe button below. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would like you to do me a favor. Click subscribe so that this video and others can get spread to wider reach. And if you want to get notified for every single video that I've uploaded on my channel, there's a bell button below. And for that, I'm very grateful to you. Thank you for that. Okay, so here's one thing. As I was working with few clients in the last 6 months, I wonder whether it is something that is happening. Like these two clients that I work with, they are very similar to me. Why? Because we call it the very detailed person, very knowledgeable of the subject matter expert, and read a lot, read not just widely but in depth. So very similar to me. And some of you who know me, this is my personality, okay? So I was wondering something. A client actually told me she has spent $30,000. I was like, what? 30K? Wow, there's a lot of money. 30K to actually do a website. Okay, website, 30K. Okay, that must be very nice website. Landing pages. Actually create a book. Wow, I was like, the more I'm listening to, the more I freak out, because like 30K spent on website, spent on creating books. I was scratching my head. Okay, something is wrong. And then eventually, when I asked her whether she can accept my offer for further assistance in her business, which means that I'm actually selling a coaching, she said she has no money already. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Like spending 30K. In your case, you might have spent before like 50K, or maybe 5,000, 10,000 on something. Eventually, you find it's a waste of money. I'm so sad to hear this is actually happening in Singapore as well. There are a lot of people are asset rich, but cash very tight. And I know that I've got people who told me that the reason why I cannot buy your program for $2,000, for $1,500, or even for $1,000. Like I have multiple offers. They say they have no money in the bank account. I was like, in Singapore, which is one of the most expensive cities to live in the world, if you tell me you don't have money even for 1,000, 2,000, you've got serious problem. It's not what I call it the income problem. It could be something else. Okay, so I'm not going into details about this. That's not my focus of this video. Coming back to what I said, sell first, create later. It's very important. Like when you want to do something in business, it's very counterintuitive for people who have gone to school to learn to sell first and then create something later. I have been in this business for long, and I know that there's always one case called, if you create something great but nobody buy, you will still stay broke. How many of you know what I'm talking about? So I would never ever create something. I will actually focus my time on creating or crafting the offer. Because at the end of the day, especially for people, for you, if you are speakers and trainers, and if you don't have any existing programs to sell or to offer yet, and you want to create the program, hopefully people will buy, that's actually a wrong mindset. And I say it one more time. If you are brand new, if you do not have any existing program, and you want to create first and sell it later, hopefully people will buy, this is not the way to do it. Really. Because you could have spent the time, you could have spent the effort, and worse, you spend the money to create all this shit. Eventually, when you put the contents out, you hope people will click and buy. No, people will not click. Because the world is like that. You got to actually get people hooked up first. If they are interested, you talk to them, you finalize the offer, and then you create the program based on that. That's the key. And so many people I spoke with said that I want to write a book. Like I will talk about this in future. So I'm seeding you now. If you are a speakers trainer, you know what I'm doing. I'm seeding you now that in future I will do a video about all speakers need to be an author. If you don't have a book, I don't care, go and become an author and get something out. But I don't have any idea what to write. I don't know how much it will cost to write, and I don't have the money to be an author right now. How much will it cost to be an Amazon bestseller like Jack it has? Okay, it's not the point. The point is that there are many ways to create something and become an author. And as a speaker, in my opinion, you need to be an author. If you are not, there's a credibility issue. All right, so that is the topic of another day. I'm seeding you now that I'm going to do this topic later on. Coming back, okay, so I digress a bit, coming back. Reason why you want to sell first and you do not create now is that because you want to make sure your market actually wants what you have. There's a saying in the marketing term, it's 101, we call it people buy what they want. People buy what they want. People will never want to buy what they need. You think they need this, but if this is not what they want, they will not say yes to you. It's the truth. I'm telling you the truth. If you think they need this and they need that, that's a wrong assumption, because in marketing you never ever assume. You go and ask them. That's why for people in my speakers circle mastermind, you notice that I actually ask you questions because I want to get the feedback. So I find out what you want so that I can give you what you want. And that's a very simple thing. But Jack, I do not know how to ask them because I don't know them. There's so many ways you can do it. Create a post online, on Facebook, do a poll and get people to be excited about your question. Give them something very simple. Give them a question. It could be a yes or no. It could be a topic with a poll with a few options, and let them click so that you get results. And very often when I craft offer, for example, I am listening to what they say, that they want something, and I craft the offer because of that. There's a very, very powerful clause we call the what if clause. Some of you may know, some of you don't, so I'll give you the gist of that. What is a what if clause? So in a training I did that in Hanoi, that was in, when was that? That was in November 2018. Yeah, November 2018. I was in the room of 100 people. I have no idea who they are. I have no idea whether they are entrepreneurs, they are employees, because you know, the pitch to the employees and the pitch to the entrepreneurs are completely different. Okay? So I always have this problem of creating an offer when I don't know who the audiences are. And that's why I'm a big fan of knowing who the audiences are first before I go into the room. So with that situation, when I don't know who they are, I actually spend like 1.5 hours creating context and ask them questions. I've gotten a 3-hour slot, by the way. So all I did was I spent half of the session to have conversation with them. So there's actually no slide, it's just a plain conversation. And all I did is to listen to their wants, what are they struggling, what are the problems, and at the end of the day, all I need is to do this. I give something about what I'm doing, and I just ask a very simple question. The simple question is that I realize a lot of you sitting in the room and spend the time with me, you want to have these problems, so write them on the flip chart. You want all these problems to be solved. I just want to confirm that if I am the one who can help you to solve these problems one by one, not in a one-on-one, but in the group training purposes, and I can only work with a few people. I'm not going to work with every single one of you because it's a big group. If you are really serious about getting this problem solved by me in a group setting, how many of you would be interested? That's the truth. Because at the end of the day, this is what we call what if clause. What if clause is that they tell you the problem. You don't need to figure this out. All you need to do is to have conversation and ask them what are they struggling with, what are the roadblocks, what's the obstacle. And then your job is that do you have a proven process that can help you remove all the obstacles to roadblocks and help them move forward so that they can get the results. That's what you do. And all I need to do is to find out their problems, their struggles, their obstacles, their roadblocks. and then ask myself, am I able to solve this problem? Which most of the time in business, in training, I can. I have never seen any cases yet at my level that I can help people, help the people who are my target audiences. Of course, if you are already making 9 figures, 10 figures, then of course you are not my target audiences. I will refer you to my coach, my mentors, mentors, because they are able to deal with you, not me. I'm not at that level yet. But I do have the ability to help people who are struggling, who are making 4, 5, 6 figures right now, to help you to move up to the next level. That's where my level is right now. Okay? So once you understand this, all you need to ask yourself is, okay, then I can create something based on what they want, but you know what? I have this issue. I need to make this offer to you. I want to work with only serious people. And when I work with serious people, I want people really serious in committing, and then you get the commitment. Of course, there are further things you can say in your script or your presentation, whatever you do it. So I'll leave it for another day. All I want you to do is that it's very important to understand you create something and they're hoping you can sell. That is what the school has taught us. It's not working in the business world, because that story about $30,000, I said that if I were to be involved right from the start, I would say that, wow, what's your offer? You actually spend more time crafting the offer, making sure that your offer is what the market wants, and get people to say yes to you first. Because people don't need to know what's your process. Don't need to know what is your exact product, because people only want to have their problem solved and have the result. And you show them that you are the expert in helping people like them before to create results. And this is what people buy for. So if you can demonstrate you have a process, you can demonstrate you are the guy who can create results for these people to solve their problems, they will say yes to you. And they don't really need to know whether you are NLP practitioner, whether you are this practitioner, whether you use ABCD process, because very funny, I saw a lot of NLP practitioner, I mean no offense if you are NLP practitioner, that they say that, well, let me use NLP process to help you. So let's first of all work on some modality, and then I'll help you do context and content reframe. So these are all the NLP terms, because I'm an NLP licensed trainer, so I can speak the lingo. But the problem is that if you are not NLP trained, you do not know what is modalities, so what the heck is all this? You'll be confused. The worst thing is that when you confuse your buyers, they will not buy. Confused minds never buy, right? So you give them something that they want, create something that they want, and sell them the idea first. When the idea is sold, yes, then you fulfill. So the classic statement is that we do not buy, we do not create first, we sell later, we sell first, and then fulfill later. For speakers, trainers, you sell first, you make your offer first, and then you create your fulfillment later. My program, for example, Master Your Stage, that I run with my Yangon partner, is a program that we actually sold first. So I didn't create the content until, to be very frank, 1 week before the training. 1 week before the training. So the fulfillment is only happening next week, and I create the program this week. But we have already sold the seats. That's what I did. Speaker Hero, my other program in KL, same thing. We sell the seats first. People came because they want to be better themselves in making the offer, creating a story, creating a program that actually sells. We sell the idea first, and then people came to the room. I finalized the content again a few days before the actual program. Yep, I've been doing this because that is what I call the way to make an offer. That's what business should be doing. You always get the money first, and then you fulfill. All right? So hope that it makes sense to you. If you ask, but I don't know how to craft the offer. I do not know how to make it irresistible. I don't know whether this is what they want. If you have all these questions, I want you to do one thing. Comment below your specific question. Because when I see the question specifically and you're reaching this point towards the end of the video, you're still watching, that means you are very serious about what I've just said. I want you to be very clear with what is the question you have, burning question. Comment below. and I will consider creating a future video to answer your question. Okay, cool. Thank you for watching, because creating something first and then sell is not the way we do in business. If you are speakers and trainers who are still doing this, stop it now and reverse the process. That will help you become richer, or at least won't stay broke. All right, so thanks for watching. Jack Wong here, signing off. All good wishes.